Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Daryl here, aka Nice Monkey. I'll be all having a great day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And today we have a double mated snake knot paracord bracelet tutorial. And a few days ago I did the triple snake knot, and that was on the watch band. I'll put a little picture in there. If you haven't seen that video, guys, go check it out. I'll put a card up here and a link in the description below. But this is the simplified version, and it is the bracelet version. And I was talking to one of my subscribers, a good friend of mine, about this, and he said he might do one. So I thought I'd do a little tutorial for him. And if you like this bracelet tutorial, please let me know if you want to see more in the future. And if it's your first time here, maybe consider subscribing. Let's get started. To make your double snake knot bracelet, we're going to need two colours of paracord. Well, you could do it all one colour, that's up to you, but you're going to need two strands of paracord. I have two 6-foot strands here. I have Hunter's Orange and LD Green. I think these two go nice together. You're going to need also a little buckle, unless you're going to do this in a Mad Max style bracelet. That's entirely up to yourself, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a buckle today. You're also going to need a lighter to finish the ends and a pair of scissors to cut the paracord. Okay, the first step in making the bracelet is to find the middle of your paracord. We're going to do this with both strands, but we've got the orange one here. Just going to pinch that together, and you're going to push it through the underside of your buckle. There you go, guys. Then all you're going to do is just bend it down with your fingers to create a loop, and you're just going to pull the two strands of paracord from behind through the front of that loop, and just pull it all the way through, working the slack down. Then all you're going to do is pull the paracord tight. Now this is a cow's hitch. Now what you want to do is just scoot this paracord over to one side, and you might find this a little bit difficult, but you're going to squeeze the next paracord in next to it, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. Okay, so we're going to thread the middle of the paracord up through the back, and as you can see here, it can be quite tricky to squeeze that second length of paracord in. So what we're going to do is a nice little trick for you guys, is to get a spare piece of inner paracord or piece of string, doesn't really matter, and you're just going to thread it through the loop that's at the center of that one, guys. And this is a much thinner item to be able to get through the back of that buckle, like that. Then as you pull it up, what you're going to do, that once you've pulled it through, guys, and it does take a little bit of pulling, you can just pull that loop through, and like we did before, is you're just going to make that loop reach behind. Once we've got it all tightened out, guys, you're going to end up with 4 strands, 2 of each colour, and that's exactly what we want on this small buckle. To do this, guys, we're going to take the right hand side cords, the orange, and put them to one side. Then we're going to work on our first snake knot on our LD Green here. Basically, we're going to take the right cord of the two and put it over the left cord, like so. Okay, guys, so I found this easiest to do it on a flat surface, and we're just going to hold everything in place while we locate the end of the cord. Now the end of the cord is going to go underneath everything else, like so, and we're just going to pull that tight and leave it to the side. Now what you have there, guys, all that's happened is your right hand cord is looped over the front of the left hand cord and underneath everything, and it's as simple as that. Now, holding everything in place, we're going to take the left hand cord, locate the end, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop it underneath that right hand cord. Just pull all the slack out, guys. There we go, so that's what we're left with so far. And then to complete that first snake knot, we're just going to locate the end, and you're just going to thread it through this far loop, like so. And there we have our first snake knot. Okay, guys, so we're going to put our 2 strands to one side now, over here, and we're going to work with our next 2 strands, which is the orange. Okay guys, so we have our orange cords. We're going to put the left hand strand directly down in front of us, and the right hand strand again is going to pass across in front of the left hand strand like so. Okay guys, so you can see that. Now we're going to loop underneath that left hand strand, but what we want to do is we want to connect this snake knot with the previous snake knot. So we're just going to pop the orange cord through that nearest loop, and then it's going to go behind everything else. So as we pull this tight and tighten the loop down, you'll see how those 2 snake knots interconnect with each other. So again, this first loop is just a loop around the left hand cord. Okay guys, so next we're going to take the end of that left hand cord, we're going to pop it underneath our right hand cord, and to finish we're going to pop it through our loop that we have here. Then as we pull down, we have 2 snake knots. Now the only thing left to do is to tighten these up, and just going to take your time tightening these up. And I do find a good tip for tightening these up is to grab the cord and use your thumb and finger to just cinch those cords upwards, so that will push the knot nicely up against the previous row, which you don't want any gap between rows guys, because that's just going to give you a nice neat finish. Again, just grab that cord, just use your pinch grip, your thumb and pointer finger, and just use your little fingers to pull the cord down as you extend that pinch grip up, and that will give you your 2 interconnected snake knots. Now we're going to do exactly the same guys, so I'm going to speed this up slightly so you can see as it goes naturally. But if you have any problems, go back to this first stage and just follow the instructions, and as you do it a couple of times you will be able to do it without instruction, no problem at all. Okay, so we've got our second row complete here, and we're just going to continue the rows down. And the beauty of this knot is you don't have a core, so you don't have to decide how much or how big the bracelet is going to be until you've finished. So you can just keep checking it against your wrist and just keep adding rows until needed. Okay guys, so we have done a bunch of rows down here, and you can see how awesome that looks. It's a great colour combination. So what I'm going to do is show you how to finish off the 4 strands that you have left. And you do have a couple of options for this, but you're going to need the opposite end buckle. And all we're going to do is thread these strands through the back end of the buckle. Let me just... Okay guys, so once we've fought with the ends to get them through, all you're going to do is bend each one through there's 2 holes. The orange go to the right through the orange hole. I can just get that through there. Get in. Like so. Now once we've done that guys, what we're going to do is, holding onto your hands here, you're going to pull the slack out of the front of the bracelet. Once you've got all that slack out and the buckle is resting up against the bracelet, you're just going to pull on each one of these to tighten those down. Just nice and tight as you can without breaking the buckle. Once you've pulled all those through guys, you'll see that you'll just have a nice neat loop at the front, similar to this end. Now to get rid of these at the back, I'm not selling this bracelet, so all I'm going to do is cut these off and singe them all together and flatten them down, which I'll show you in a minute. But if you was doing this as a project to maybe sell or to craft store and you wanted a nice neat finish, you could gut the end so you have a gutted length of paracord and just thread it through the snake knot using a lacing needle. But for now, I'm just going to show you how to singe them. I want to cut these off with a little bit of paracord to spare, right around there, just go straight across. If we look here, you can see that I've left a tab of paracord on each one. So all we're going to do now is melt those all together if possible. So what you want to do is just melt them a little bit and just push them together. Then we're going to melt them some more. Quite a lot on this one, guys. Then you're just going to get the flat of your scissors and just push it back nice and hard into the snake knots above it. And all that's going to do, guys, is going to give you a nice flat finish, so it's not going to irritate your wrist in any way. And from the front, once the buckle is fastened, you have a nice neat finish. And behind, you're not going to see that because it's going to be on your wrist. So that is the double row snake knot, also known as the mated snake knot bracelet. Now I don't do very often, I don't do paracord bracelet tutorials, but if you enjoyed this and you'd like to see more, let me know in the comments below. And if there's a specific bracelet or a specific knot, anything you want me to cover in a video, let me know down there below as well, because I will do the tutorial for you guys. And that's no problem at all. I will hopefully see you next time. Take care.